Hello everyone, myself Pirevrat and welcome to the PI TechnoHub course on SQL for Analytics. So why you should be learning SQL? Before learning anything, you should know why you should learn this thing or what is the importance over here. So as a and scientist or data analyst or let's say machine learning engineer or developer or any other data science related profile you are applying for, that SQL is very much important because this is the fundamental. But before that or discussing about SQL, why it is important. So nowadays it's a kind of data driven world, starting from any application that you are using, or let's say even nowadays a remote sensor is available to control the temperature of the room, or let's say in the healthcare sector also we are using so many machine learning platforms, etc. I mean applications or the tools that are helping us to predict something, let's say cancer, or let's say breast cancer, or let's say tumor or brain tumor, so etc. So all this kind of filtration or the prediction is happening through the help of artificial intelligence or the machine learning, etc. So it is very much important to understand the data first. So SQL is a very fundamental thing because if you ask to any person who is working in this specific field more than 10 years, or let's say 15 years, or the 20 years, let's say, SQL is very much important because SQL is very much conventional. That means whenever you are dealing with any database, let's say I am talking about the relational database, SQL is important because data are stored in the structured manner in the form of table, etc. So you should be able to access the data through the help of SQL. It could be like MySQL or Oracle SQL, etc. whatever. So SQL is very much important because this is the fundamental, and by the help of the SQL you'll be able to understand the data in a better way. So we have any other tools, let's say in Python you can use the APIs and all to fetch the data through any database, etc. But SQL is very fundamental. Before Python libraries were evolved, SQL was there. So that's why in any interview, the interview questions will be asked more from the SQL kind of point of view if you are applying for any data science profile, because SQL is very much important. Because in Python you can do all these things in even in the single line of code, but in SQL you need to understand the data first, then only you'll be able to write any query. So these are conventional kind of programming language, let's say, or the technique or the method. So that's why SQL is very much important. So once you have the strong understanding about SQL or the concepts, then you can easily master all any other tools or the technologies or the skills, or let's say any other tech stack, etc. And coming about the NoSQL database, like we have any other NoSQL database available right now, let's say big data, etc., Cassandra and CouchDB, etc. Those are also available. But SQL is very fundamental. Once you have learned SQL, then you can go for the NoSQL database as well. Let's say if you are going for the big data and big data concept, etc., it is also possible, and it is also it will be much more easier for, at the very beginning, if you are going for NoSQL directly, if you are jumping to the NoSQL. So first you should learn SQL, solve the real business problems by developing the let's say reports on the top of views or the tables or the procedures, functions, etc. What you all have, right? So that's it. So now let's get started with your SQL journey today. So I will see you in the next video or in the course.